Neil from M6 here today with something cool to show you. We've talked about these storage tubes that are offered now to go onto some Kubota tractors, and we've had a number of frustrations with fitting these up to different tractors, and that was finally made a little bit easier. So today, I've got a new model, new packaging of these tubes to show you.
M6, a helping hand with your land.
Storing loose items on your tractor is always a challenge, right? I mean, it seems like no matter where you try to tuck stuff, it always is bouncing around, falling off your machine, whatever. And about a year ago, smart group of guys came out with these plastic storage tubes. These are made to a 4.5-inch diameter, and they fit a really common size tube stock that's used on a lot of equipment. If you look at the mounts on your loaders and on your torque tubes, it's always this same diameter. And these guys are smart enough to go and make this kind of nicely finished half tube here with magnets in the end that you can use as a toolbox, and it very tightly holds these things inside of that tube stock, doesn't rattle off the side of your tractor, isn't in a location that it can be ripped off the side of your machine while you're driving through the woods. It's really smart. The frustration that we had is when they came out with these things, they came out with them in several different lengths, made to very specific loader numbers. Rather than letting us go through and figuring out the smart places to install these things, they kind of tried to force upon us where they were going to go. Well, they listened now, and after a little bit of time and a little bit of listening to you folks, the place that everybody seems to want to put these things is in their loaders. If you go to your loader here, you've got one tube you can slide in from the left side, another tube you can slide in from the right side. And these are the two largest models that they offer, giving you basically nearly the entire inside of your torque tube there in order to store things. Now, they had this piece before, but it was bundled together with another 13-inch tube that many tractors could not accommodate. But most all tractors, even this big M series here, are going to use this 4.5-inch tube stock. So now this opens up the availability of these tubes where you can utilize all the ones that you're paying for, because they're unfortunately not the cheapest thing in the world, in order to have that benefit of that added storage space. So this M series tractor is a great example of exactly what I'm talking about. Previously, when these were made available, if you wanted this 20-inch tube, you had to buy a 3-piece kit. But if you look back here at the loader mounting, the tube stock that's used back here is about a 5.5-inch tube stock, and so the pieces don't fit correctly if you bought that 3-piece kit. But now, having these large 20-inch tubes available in their own 2-piece kit, we can slide them into the loader. So now this allows somebody now with these M series machines, these bigger tractors that really need this storage anyway, to be able to utilize the storage tubes. Since these tubes came out about a year ago, the feedback on them has been largely good. The magnets hold really well. Stuff stays in them when they're inside of that tube stock. If we have any frustration with them, they are a little on the expensive side for what is a curved piece of plastic. But ultimately, I have a lot of respect for the engineering and the work that went into making these what they are. It's a curved piece of plastic, but also, like, somebody went through, they made extrusions in order to get these pieces correct. They made molds for these down here at the end. They're putting magnets in here that are screwed and glued in place. There's a lot of actually work and thought that went into making these things as functional as what they are. So while I agree that they're on the pricey side, they're cool. And picking up a box of these and sliding them right into your tractor, being able to throw your wrenches and stuff in there is awfully handy. So we have several hundred of these out with customers now, and this new kit I think is worth making a quick video on, because this is probably going to nearly double the amount of tractors that we can sell these on. So if you check the video description down there, there's a link to M6.com showing you a compatibility list of the ones that we know these will fit on. But if you do a little bit of measuring, or you have another piece of equipment, any kind of 4.5-inch tube stock that's 20 inches long will accommodate these things. So glad to help. If you'd like to add a pair to your tractor, you can reach us at 800-222-3373 or find us at M6.com.